something going on.
I always hated when my ex-wife would walk in and go, guys.
That's one.
That never happened.
She was I'm there.
Enough.
You weren't looking smart. That. Yeah, then you.
To me, she was Britney Spears.
So the scouts went and scouted the thing, came back. Everyone teleported to the top
It's like
of the
being
tower.
outside a Tolkien novel. I'm just saying.
Which version?
The audio.
No. How many? Which number of rewrites are you saying
Oh,
this
no.
is?
The last one.
Okay.
The most surreal. The one when he was dropping acid.
So you mean the one where Gollum was mean the whole time?
Exactly.
Okay.
The real
So
novel. Han shot first, bitch.
yeah. The science, bitch.
There's two.
I'm giving him a
Science!
giving him a high experience point each time he points up to sir.
I did refrain from dropping the fireball on everybody.
So you went down in the tower, had a fight with a big bad demon.
When the battlefield shifted.
Yes, it did.
Good Sean was with you.
And
And
that's what
That's it. Sean was there to do it.
through a series of unfortunate dice rolls, the demon wasn't hurt very much, and he was kicking the shit out of everyone else. Both Muglev and
they
Leo
sweep me up off the floor.
were
And Neo.
and Gil were rendered
To your
useless by Rengar.
Wow.
So you finally cast
was
protection
mystified.
So
for
they don't know about the sodomy officially, right?
No, they just know you laid on hands. And you saved them all from
And they did.
dying.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Bart drank a potion, and changed into a ghost, and then figured out this wasn't cheating. There was no one other than now he did. So Rengar took out his frustrations on everyone else.
He tried teabagging him to distract him, and it didn't work at all.
I did.
Well, when all else fails, teabag is your go-to play. So that's nice.
Where's the
Consistency is a home game.
So you teleported everyone back to the
That's right.
hiding place at
And
Muggle.
you took a big step there. Was the demon killed?
No.
No.
So
He ran off.
it was time to GTFO.
Yes.
He went for reinforcements, and these guys did the portal back to Parayko's lair. Yes. So that's where we're at now. We're all beat up.
And you guys were doing a big discussion on how you were going to defeat Rengar, and what you said,
Hide the deals done.
what you said was, the biggest problem is overcoming the demon's resistance to our magics. And you said, but if we can do that,
We tried.
then we can hurt it. But like spells were failing in its presence.
Minus
It's like,
one.
ugh.
Oh, man. What is your take on that, Magic Man? The ghost with the most?
Wasn't doing much good anyway, so.
No, I meant, what do you think can...
We were having to do major damage to it with our magic even touching.
No, I get that, but I'm talking about if we're going to...
Bart had
We can touch
suggested
it.
using a force cage. He has a spell that can capture it if the magic resistance is overcome. You said, well, I can cast a spell magic on him 4 times from a distance. He's going to have to beat it each time. Otherwise, then we can really kick his ass. But will it work? You know, that's your best shot as far as you know.
Has everyone healed up?
Yes. And the next day, you were able to, or after the fight, you were able to go to the hiding place Muglev had made, sleep.
Do I know about this thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is it better?
No, it's out in that, on the same place that the big fortress was.
Right.
It's like out in the, for lack of a better term, forested area. Big grasses, and his expertise at hiding is put to good use. And somebody was like, well, we hid from the elves for months, so why
Sure.
didn't he hide here? And that's exactly what happened.
Made us a little hidey hole.
And so
Star Wars sheets.
sleep was had. Did you? There's also your followers. There's a sheet there with
No,
all.
I did
Yeah,
not
that's
make it
not
that
correct.
far.
No, well, it's in there somewhere.
I'm still being smart.
Okay. Well, then you're never gonna make it.
You'll never look.
So you were able to heal everyone, and then the two swords were used to take everyone
Get the ones
back
out of the way.
to Parayko's upside down here.
What am I supposed to see?
Your followers.
It's just
It's right there.
Oh.
It was just, and you have there's a blue
It's a magical
binder right there on the table that's full of
Wizards,
wizards.
I don't know if it applies to priesthood.
Candy crush.
Not much of it.
What?
Never mind.
Yeah, I like them.
Never mind, never mind.
You'll figure it out on your
your
own.
face. I just pick by.
Okay, so when you make it back to the wizard's lair, in the wizard's lair is Benny, Lodi, and a new guy that none of you know.
Who's that guy?
Who are you asking? Okay, so Benny goes, "Hi guys!"
He goes closer to Huh?
He says, "I don't know what you're talking about, but I see you're still alive. That's great. What happened?"
Everything.
Well, first of all, what happened with the dragon?
We need your help with that. Like I was dying.
I thought he was dead already.
We thought so too.
But he's alive? Oh, goody!
I don't know. He hasn't been there in a while. He might be dead by now.
Oh, that was another thing that was brought up, and I said that late in the game I wasn't going to make a decision
He
about
almost
how
made
he
you
would
heal.
feel about the dragon. So I said, we'll leave that up to the actual player if he's there.
Survey said. Die, the dragon died.
Okay, so Parayko says, this is Anula. He is from the monks of Kuhulan in the southern kingdoms. And nobody seems to give a shit.
I'm good. Is T-Losh there? She was left at that.
Yeah.
Roll me a charisma check with the +2 bonus, so you're adding 2 to your target
She
number.
found some strength.
You want equal to or less than 1.
A
So
one!
your dog is there and she bounds over.
All right, I gave her
Because
the.
no one's sweater is mine.
Yeah, I gave her the. I have a Kushi. It's an elven dog.
Okay.
I ride it. That's
No
my
one's better than mine.
We were separate.
He's only,
Yeah, she and a ranger.
You're right.
Yeah. But this is
I don't have-
T-Losh. And I give her.
And she does the whole dog happy thing.
Good.
I'm not gonna do it.
The best was the squeal.
It does that.
I know.
He was dead by this big.
I'm chopping
Oh, who are you? Oh, where are you? Oh, wait, are you the figures? So you're talking about themselves.
You're talking about my dad.
No, no. I'm talking about him.
No, he just caged you. Hey, that thing that everyone understood, I'm gonna not get it.
That's true.
He just came with you.
That's true.
Are you sure? Hey, Daddy, what's 2 and 2? 4. No, I think it's 6, because when I was doing this thing in Skyrim, and they made me add numbers, somehow it didn't work out.
I'm sorry, I didn't get the character's name. I was
Oh, and left A-N-U-L-A-P.
That's not true.
And you
2
left
and
Sil.
2. 2 and 2 is 8.
Nice.
You get it right.
And you see these people are all elven, but this one is a goblin.
Yeah,
What's that thing doing here?
Exactly.
I don't know. I haven't asked that question at least once in
birds,
my life.
at least every 5 minutes.
He's been quite helpful.
And you
Is it
like
dinner?
it?
Not tonight.
No.
You are in an upside down pyramid on a different plane of existence. And you were brought here
See, I
by
We were brought here by the other two, Benny and Lodi, that knew them. And then somebody knew the other two people. And they said, you want to get out of here so bad, go with them. Go get your ass here. Because you're annoying as fuck here. That's what your master is.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Makes sense.
Just saying we're having up.
Sounds a lot like me.
Mine's about every Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
Your dad slows down.
It's like that CPT sweatshirt.
They're already
I wasn't invited. I crashed it anyway. Party stops.
This might not be the perfect figure, but what it would use until you come up with one that you like.
Okay. That's fine with me.
We use the squares to combat it, so it's
From time to time.
if things get complicated, because a lot of times they're like, well,
I think his ego's going to take about 3 or 4 squares, so.
I don't know. We'll find out. Okay, so Parayko says, what did you find when you left here last time? We found, he's looking at mudblocks.
Oh, we found Rengar.
Found Rengar?
Yes.
How is it you're still alive? And then he turns to.
We're lucky that we're still alive. We
Who's
blew
the
our
one
chance. Parayko.
Parayko.
We teleported onto the roof of his tower and entered through the hatch and found him alone with the soul gem on a chain around his neck. We proceeded to attack and attempt to steal the gem from him, but he kicked our asses. Luckily, Aowen's skills and favor with Corellis saved our butts, and we were able to teleport out of the temple, out of the tower at that point, and heal in a hidden, secluded location that Mudlev had constructed for us. And,
He gives you improving
and then now, as we are strong enough and all of us are conscious enough, we have returned here for help. Because now he knows. I don't think we'll ever catch him alone now, because he was unaware before that we were on his trail, but I think now he pretty well knows that he's being hunted, and so you should come with us.
He says, I agree.
Well, you guys are chatting, Bart and Yolan go off. And they're touching together and they're.
Okay.
And we're not.
It's kind of an argument, but it's not.
It is an argument.
It's definitely an argument.
Parayko says,
I've read that letter. It's about
Parayko said, and did you find, you said you found the soul gem, are you sure it's the one?
I can't be positive that it contains Noble's soul, or if it's the tool that helped him take it, but we assumed so. It's the only one I saw, so we tried to get it unsuccessfully after he slapped us around, and these blessed weapons were doing some damage, but other than that, I mean, he was majorly immune to the magics. Some of the magic missiles were able to do some damage to him, but the weapons seemed to get the most results.
Hey, you two, would you like to take part in this conversation and fill me in, or what?
Fill you in on what?
Well, first of all,
This is not over, Bart.
in your learned opinion, was the gem apparently that
Gem apparently contain some type of power. I would assume in the soul. Looked like it could have been a magic jar of sorts, type of spell.
I'm not as familiar with those magics, I'm going to guess, as you are. I am specialized in those arts that will cause wars to be won, not souls to be taken. Would an all-out attack from all of us be advisable?
We need a way to drop those magic defenses.
He did have an army in training, and we saw Noble's current form commanding them and training a large legion of demons.
He thinks.
We're gonna be ready for us next time.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think
Scout
it'll
it
catch
and
him
see how
on
much
one weekend.
resistance we're gonna face.
You're about as passive aggressive as a motherfucker.
I know, right?
Parayko says, I'm not sure. Are you referring to the resistance that Gil mentioned?
Well, any protection would have now.
Well, something I know from being here for a while is
It's right.
Great Lord's gonna come to you for helping.
about a demon of his stature is thought to mortal magic will work on him about half the time.
Right. That's not what we experienced.
Yeah.
There are more powerful demons out there, but thankfully he is not any more powerful than I can cast spells from afar and hope that some get through if you guys can do something else. For instance, here's what I don't want to do. I don't want to cast a spell that not only hurts him, but destroys the black.
That makes sense. I mean, how can we be sure that that's the one that will agree no?
Well, I know Rengar is the one that diverted the soul to its last resting place.
So yeah, that's why we kind of guessed that it was it, but now that you've asked,
The only 100% sure way would be if you saw the transfer of soul between
Right.
the body that is formed upon the soul being released from the gem to the soul being pulled back in.
I don't know anything about that.
That's the only 100% sure way of doing it. Do you have anything that can force a soul either way from the phylactery or not?
Nothing that I would like to use.
He says, what?
Nothing that I'd like to use, no.
Nothing you'd like to use. What does that even mean?
It's necromancy, I don't think
Yeah,
that's
it's a wizard double talk is what it is.
We tried to
Wait a second. Wait a second.
we tried to get Aelin to throw that bomb at him, but he wasn't having
Yeah.
Don't look at me. I would have done it.
Only do that if the soul is in the gem and the gem is in your possession and you are not in danger of going up with everything else. That's the only way that should be done.
Go through before you're not there.
Unless you're willing to sacrifice everything. How'd that beaker get there? Unless you're willing to sacrifice everything, including Noble and the demon and yourselves, to prevent the demon horde from coming to our world, then maybe do it, but
that was my fault.
that is not the intent. That I do not wish to see you harm come to you.
Well, thanks. So
You are all my
We definitely need help.
kinsmen. You are all my kinsmen, and he purposely mispronounces your name. And Anula, he is our cousin from the south, from the Alzarian.
Who's this This is Parayko. Yeah, this is our wizard. Oh,
This
how
is
much more does he think?
this
I don't know.
this
I
is
just met him myself.
this is my home. And we are not in your world. I hope you know that.
And this is your world.
No, not mine. This is my inverted ziggurat, made of the same material that their king trods upon daily. But that is because I might be a little vain. And That one there is a prince of his homeland. And I don't know where you come from. You hold respect to those of royalty, but if you do, he would be one you would show respect to.
No. See, where I come from, princes are a little different.
Well, they're no different there. All right, Bart. I tell you what. I'm tired of listening to you like a fucking old fishwife. You're a nagging bastard, and you're buzzing around my head, and I'm up to here with it. I'll tell you what. I'll help you with that fucking dragon. I will help you. I will do everything I can to save that dragon. But every death that evil ass creature causes after it's healed is on you. It's on your head. Oh, I'm sure you can. But can other people? Can other families? Can other fatherless children? That's for your next meal.
And you get $1 for every single day.
You be quiet.
Did you jump and pick it up?
Yeah.
That's what the whole.
That was
You had a side discussion.
Who?
You two?
Brad and I?
Yeah.
In game or out of game?
In game.
Oh. Well, long enough for his wife to fall in love with me.
Parayko says, and this one is Humanist Ewan Bowsinger,
And I bow deeply.
priest of Cornelian, the High Father of all Elvendom, as far as I know and can tell. If you are religious at all, and by your markings, I would say, and where you're from, I would say you must be somewhat religious. You would pay close heed and not disrespect the learned and esteemed race that is he.
If I may aid, I will do so.
I appreciate she's an heck of a heat.
Oh, okay.
And he says, these four, and he points to Lodi, Leo, Gil, and Benny, they come from where we are all from, the Emerald Kingdom. Gil has some renown in that he has traveled the length and breadth of the entire kingdom, watching for evil that might try to trespass. And
I don't want to settle down.
I had not heard of Leo until recently, but he seems to be a fine addition. And as far as Benny and Lodi, I know nothing of the Silent One, and he points to Lodi. But Benny I've heard of because,
Big strong tiger type.
and Benny's short and kind of pudgy. Think of a Friar Tuck and an elf.
Oh, okay.
And Benny like looks at Benny looks at you, and he says,
Real feminine.
and he says, and I'm like that all over. So I hope you don't have a problem with that.
I'll be your prince, bitch.
He's
He says-
also a heck of a healer and a potion maker.
Yeah, he's a potion guy.
Okay.
He rattles around. Got so many little vials.
He's got some really strong.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
I like to party.
Liquid and liquid and inhaled form.
So what you haven't described is dinner over there.
What do you eat, Mountain?
If I did, yeah, I'd already be picking them out of my teeth.
Oh, trust me.
At that, you look past the war wizard and stepping from like this miniature portal comes Metror, and you see a miniature version of Mugglab, except
We got a
Metror's
collar.
all fancy dressed. He's got like the doublets with all the buttons on. And he comes over and he goes, "What's all this thing?" Walking around.
I give good reverence.
He says, "Gentle elves, welcome back." And newcomer,
And guy.
I have calluses on top of that.
I'm trying not to be.
great grandson, come here, so I may bless you. And he hugged you. And then he goes,
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's why I like your grandpa.
you met, did you see what he did?
I knew it.
And then he's like, you made it. I'm proud of you.
Barely.
How did the weapons do?
We didn't know that well. We're here because of them.
They did the
The weapons
damage. They
actually
did more
work.
damage than the magics.
Did you
But I couldn't really use it the best.
Well, it depends. Were you hurt?
We were all beat up pretty
You
good.
should have been made tougher by wielding that weapon. And he says, and then he goes, now I remember. I forgot to give you that.
Say this.
He says, if you invoke the true name of the weapons upon using them with a successful strike, you can kill any demon and you can be made invulnerable to it.
That would have been really
Really
nice.
nice to know.
He produces a sheet of paper
Well, that's my.
which the DM wrote down somewhere and he has to find it.
And the names are lost to time.
Yeah.
So that was completely useless knowledge.
Hold on.
We had 1,000 years ago.
Hey,
we were
you're new
playing-
here. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I
we
don't
had
do that very well.
one of my kids, I forget who it was he had it's personal. He had a dagger.
Yeah.
That the magic word was exactly. And it would turn you invisible. It was the exactly dagger.
It was exactly
You
what
have
you
no
expect.
idea how often the word exactly gets thrown around in a game. Oh, you're invisible. Exactly. That was
It's so much fun.
yeah. Goodness. Between that and the monkey's paw.
Hey, leave my months
So
up.
that's what you call it?
Yeah. No, I thought you exactly the same.
Well, that too.
So how do you know Junior
Midget Jello Wrestling.
Rigid Jello Wrestling? That's a real thing?
You didn't know this?
At the chopper.
I don't know those.
You look
He
like
did
the
back
type
in the
that
top.
would
No,
be there.
I would have gone to them
I thought he had.
in uniform a few times, but not socially. I'm getting paid to go to those things.
You don't go just for the entertainment to see him like
No,
roll around in the Jello.
Yeah, I went to, where was I at? I was on the east side somewhere one time that they had two women, but the Jello was like 2 inches thick. And it was like, oh, is this what this is?
Was it cherry?
And it was like lime or something.
Oh, I'm picturing green.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
You gotta go red.
Were you at his bachelor party?
Part of it?
Hey,
Maybe.
do you remember at your bachelor party? Did
Welcome
you,
to adulthood. Get ready. Here they come.
no, I have a question. Did we go to the east side and they had Jello wrestling? Was that at your bachelor?
Not that I remember.
Alright.
I was too busy at the buffet, probably.
You were out there making sure everyone was having a good time while you weren't, right? Oh, you weren't.
Yes, I was.
Was it Kenny's? Maybe it was Kenny's birthday. Remember when he got so drunk and threw up everywhere and put him in the back of the truck and drove him home?
Yes. I do remember that.
And then he turned sideways in the bed and projectile vomited across his bed. It was horrible. And his wife,
It's a
or
woman.
girlfriend or whatever she was at the time,
His ex now.
she was not happy.
Did he get over her too?
I got the hell out of the house. I just remember, hey, I'll take you home, but you're right in the bed because you were not thrown up in my truck.
Okay, so Metror says that blade which you hold, his true name is Cadmile, the demon foe. And that knife that you wield is called Malabis, the spirit armor.
6.
You want to know how to spell it? No. Malabis, the spirit armor.
Do you know what spelling?
Mine's like say the entire thing.
No, the true name is either Hadmile or Malabis.
Do you know what spelling? Kids these days, really teach them.
Technology.
So what a game. What a spell is.
I don't need one life. I have reset.
All right, so Parayko
Wait,
looks down at Metro and said, "You become forgetful in your old age."
Well, are you serious about this? You want me to try?
I think you're
Your little speech.
We're going there right now.
Well, you can take us there, right?
Right?
He can't from here. These blades can.
Right.
Unless you have researched a newer form of teleportation that no one is aware of.
Teleport without air, a lot of people teleport anywhere and survive, but I bet I know.
Through the flames,
Says it in right the spell.
But who's saying it?
Imagination.
I want to know who's supposed to be.
the war wizard, Parayko.
Said Brad picking out of the book.
Look it up. Yes, I was, but I didn't really, I can't.
Blackout.
I hope you're right, whatever you do it.
No, right. Oh, you want to do it right away? I just killed
He
everyone.
actually.
No, go ahead, Owen, you go first.
Here, we're after this here.
Buzzsaw.
So,
So I'm sitting there dropping acid.
and the dragon brought us the belt that gave us the clue to, he's been helpful to us. And we went to his lair looking for more answers and found him and Noble, the hero. Noble's corpse was decimated and rotted.
Oh, there is a
And,
chance for error if you try to get
and
between
the dragon was
But it can't be
dead,
work.
unconscious.
But what's the area?
To do what he had on
You
it.
just, you walk into a wall, or?
And I
It's the same as regular
half
teleport.
down,
Maybe
because
you
he's got
could
this
teleport
arm,
halfway to the
still
ground,
down,
halfway to
and
the
many
wall.
of it, he's being plastered.
One other
So
way.
that's what the discussion was about, is he's trying to convince him to come heal the dragon.
Right.
I fear we may be too late, in which case I'm gonna make some kick-ass
If
armor.
Daryl rolls,
I'm gonna have
you guys are
boots.
gonna die.
Terrible.
Mud would be afraid to stick to the boots.
That's right.
Spurs, I don't even spurs.
Black dragon boot.
Black dragons.
Yeah, so if he's beyond saving, at least we can skin him.
Yeah, at least we can get some armor out of it. Oh my
Yeah, if
God.
I've been to that
Well,
point,
yes, I just
I can teleport back to it.
As long as the roll says you can.
Right.
And I completely, every argument you've made is wrong. Your logic is the most ridiculous bar stool,
Is it really?
happy ale
Yeah.
bullshit that I've ever heard. It's a good thing you're not teaching in your magic school.
Sure.
And I am going to sleep with your wife. Just to keep your rocks.
Right.
Where's the, oh. Okay, so have you found the string that ties Noble and the dragon together?
Not at all.
The string?
Well, they used to play chess together. That's the only thing we really know.
Not to mention he's a
chess
battle master
Right.
that was undefeated in battle. He led his people for.
And what happened to his remains anyway? Because when we got to the other plane through the portal, Metro,
They're here.
okay.
Yeah,
They
it's
say
already-
hunting, as are the weapons. Good.
May have
Good.
eaten his arm.
It's moving here.
He's stirring this pot and he looks up, what?
Stop! Had a fever?
Hands in there.
It's that thing from Poland.
Yes. Cannibal
Redo.
That's so fake looking now.
It is.
I was like, oh, and I'm like, oh. It's sad.
Still young Arnold would be.
The
You haven't
shadow
seen the
paint.
Coen movies, have you?
I thought that was new. I didn't hold that.
I like
Okay.
I didn't see the
Video.
video.
the newer one. That's good.
Is it good?
You're both heroes of
Yeah, I didn't.
It's not like tries
You
to.
said that the
It's
dragon.
a new telling.
You said that the dragon came all the way to your king to ask for help to save
Oh,
Noble.
yes.
But
He's
why?
They have to be linked somehow, man.
And DC movies.
So it means we have a demon army that he's training.
I heard he was a bad.
Why would the dragon care?
Because it throws the balance on.
The balance.
Hey,
Keep the balance on top of
Balance is a
here.
good thing.
Stop.
It's a flat surface.
The Black Dragon was famous for doing whatever he wanted.
For good.
It leads me to think the connect or
They were friends.
is it possible? for
Yeah, I was
dragons
friends
to
with
be
him.
friends
Of
with-
course
Of course it is.
The dragon, they couldn't defeat each other in battle. What else do you have?
If it's as simple as that, friends, I will bow deeply at your coronation.
In Prince land and inside of his head, between his ears, it is that simple. Because he can't think anything.
Yeah.
You know, he is making me want you to be right. This is incessant.
Well,
nagging.
that's for that damn 2-page nonsense.
That you had to sit reading.
I had to read that shit.
Would you like the DM to read
Well,
it? So everyone-
no, I told him to put it on the website. That would encourage people to go
He
visit
can get
that.
on the website. He's
Yeah.
It's on the website.
Yeah,
I'm
but
lost.
he's like, I lost my. Anyone that loses their, yeah, there you go. As soon as there it is. Thank you.
There you have.
Okay, so end the conversation in the corner. Apparently, this is what the prince of the Emerald Kingdom
I just read this. I gotta live it.
told the up and coming priest.
That sounds
How's it
gross.
coming?
I'm not-
Your perception of good and evil is clouded at best. For one's point of view is limited by your own misguided, narrow mind. It sees only the black and white, the black picture, and looks past the contrasting shades of gray that complete the whole picture that surrounds the subject for which it was based upon. Yes, the act depicted is evil in nature, but over the entire situation it was necessary in order to reach the greater good of us all. Nothing is ever just black and white, and that is why we see in many colors, so that we can see the entire picture and act upon it with proper reaction. And if that means
Yeah.
evil acts are needed to instill the proper response, then we need those willing to step up and use such power.
And there's balance.
He's making his point now.
We seek
Building
the
his
treachery
case.
for the greater good, because without evil there is no good, and without chaos there can be no order.
And a shake weight.
Without dark there would be no light, so if lawful evil dies,
There
the
is
lawful
no
good
good.
must die as
Yeah.
well. Balance must be maintained or all will fall before the new masters of evil, for they are ripping at the very fabric of our lives. I don't care what acts of evil this beast has performed, for they were done for a lawful purpose, and to maintain balance and the protection of our realm. So they were performed in a noble act of repelling the same foe we seek to repel. Your refusal to offer aid to this warrior of Skell is in direct conflict with your very own so-called lawful good practical abilities. Morello should be ashamed of such a narrow-minded and shallow follower who would hide behind his vanity and pride to allow a creature who's laid its life on the line fighting the same foe be ignored and abandoned and led to die as if it were no better than the scum invading our lands. Such an act of selflessness wouldn't go unnoticed and would most likely be repaid in remarkable ways. Maybe the act would change the beast for the better, with Corell's blessing. He may have a change of heart, but I know a view.
But to remind him, you must beat him in a game of chess.
I know a view with power couldn't hurt us right now. So pull your head out of your ass and see the bigger picture here, Ewan. By not helping him, you're committing an evil act. By allowing him to suffer in this manner and should be ashamed. Anyway, if Morelos does not want to be, then your spell shouldn't even work.
Exactly.
Corello, correct? Let Corellos decide. Attempt to heal him, and if it doesn't work, at least you left it to the gods.
That's a
Not your
magician talking
prejudice
about priest stuff.
And hatred for the
There's the
beast.
difference.
How could you follow Corellis with such hatred and close-minded ignorance? This evil we face is far greater than we can face alone. If nothing else, he may have information we need to defeat, or even stand against who or what we are up against. Stop being a prideful, ignorant child, and give us all our best chance to face this new foe without a blindfold covering our eyes. Give us a fighting chance. For God's sakes, man, he is of our plane of existence even. Lawful evil has some sense of honor. I've dealt with him before. You will be rewarded by corrupt deed, or it will heal him, or it won't. But if he dies, I do know this: we have lost a great and mighty tool against our new evil, our new enemy, and may not have the power or knowledge to repel them without his ancient wisdom and arcane power, or allies. But I hope and pray that if you decide to stand by and do nothing, that Corella sees it fit to punish you by stripping you of your clerical powers
Because you're not going to save
you, sir, do not deserve to hold favor of such a noble and kind keeper of nature, and balance and bounty's power with such a narrow scope of their picture. I'm ashamed to be of the same race as you, and will pray that Corellis takes pity on your wretched and scattered view.
All of a sudden he's fucking down to Lydia.
And nature's balance for a great evil comes to great good you.
And now you wonder why.
And that's why
I
you
said
are.
all the things that.
I like it. It's all right. It's worthy of a nice little.
I mean, we could go there and try something.
Hey, you got 5 experience points.
All right.
We got
Try it for my wife.
Writing one.
Benny could go with us if you really don't want to. I mean, we could give that a try.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
But I would want Corellis to finish me with flower garden or whatever
He may not grant you a blessing to cure that.
Why not? Worth a try.
Yeah.
that's how it works.
You know.
Big prayer in all years. No.
You didn't say the magic word.
That sucks to be you.
Okay.
Well, let's go. Start. With that tongue lashing.
Oh,
Normally I have to pay for that kind of tongue lashing, but if I can get it with you for free.
So Parayko comes to Metro and says, Metro, hold down the fort. If you see any other incursions like what happened 2 days before, you know how to contact me. He says, I will, Master. Be safe, Loveglad. Do us proud. From here, so I may bless you. It's only been an hour.
What?
It's only 2 o'clock.
Yeah, besides you're about to kill us all with your
Yeah, aren't you
balls.
gonna do that?
Don't you want to kill us all?
fuck it up. You'll get $5.
He says,
We all end up in Jakara's grave.
Ooh.
sword bearers.
Sword, I'm well.
First week.
All right, and a portal opens right in between the 2 swords. And
Come on,
steps
Josh.
on through. And so do all the NPCs.
There we go.
Is there anyone that does not go through? Hearing no response, you all go through.
William.
All right, if you want to go smoke real quick, go ahead. I know you're joking.
You know. I did a little serious.
Let me really get some straight anyway.
Jonestown or
I wonder how much destruction would happen if every time someone said Kool-Aid, the
Jonestown.
Kool-Aid would go through a random wall.
Oh.
Just say, oh, yeah.
It's only been 40 years.
Yeah,
He's out.
79 days.
So while I'm gone, Scott, if you could describe what he looked like, that would be cool.
Okay, I look like an elf.
Hooray!
Yeah.
Small elf, a short elf.
I really thought about that.
Pineapple.
Tattooed.
Yeah, no tattoos. Muscular in the sense that it's like a lot of I don't want to say manual labor, but a lot of like physical training that he's taken. So
Weapons, armor.
no armor. You see a bow staff, and on the bow staff you see a bag that holds basically the rations and stuff.
And then you catch much hungry she gets.
Yeah, and basically just basic guards, your standard health. Basically nothing out of the ordinary. He tries to be the norm and blend in that aspect.
You almost look like an everyday villager type.
Pretty much.
What
Yeah.
is your trade, sir?
My trade is fighting.
In the hand?
Martial arts.
Oh.
The hitchhiker with like the bag on the stick.
Yeah.
You got a whole good. Jumping from train to train. He's got his red bandana.
Yeah. No blue. I'm a crip.
I understand.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything's right for him.
Yeah. Only off the backside.
And they'll just and when he tries to pickpocket you, he'll just whack you with a stick and then take your wallet.
Yep. You wait, you did all that?
I'm wearing leather armor. And clothes. Have a scimitar on my side and a bow on my back. My big dog, T-Lock, has a makeshift saddle with a hat on.
And that figure should be out there.
Yeah, the dog breed. Again, not the perfect match, but it'll do right.
Why isn't it the perfect match? That's a natural Gucci figure.
Looks just like you.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we're both white, that's about it.
Wait, you're white?
Not real life.
Your character's hair is all on the wrong side.
Oh, we're funny. You want my divided. You can do that.
Hey, hold on, let me call the cops producers so they can come on over and get all this. Yeah, I'm a producer.
Why don't you, what's that line? Why don't you call it YouTube? Film this.
Oh yeah.
Well, why don't you describe what you look like to the new guy?
Goblin.
How tall are you?
It was 4 foot. And I have a platinum dagger
Okay.
and a crossbow.
The platinum dagger is actually one of the magic weapons that they both raised up and made the portal.
This is a
Okay.
short sword that looks identical.
Oh no, I have
And it's wavy. It's a wavy.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah.
I'm sorry, who's that?
What do you look
You're
like?
bad.
That's what got you.
I already did it.
Until he looks up. What?
Prince,
I was studying.
Prince, what are you wearing? What do you look like? So the new guy gets an idea.
The base, leather silk shirt, I got a nice cape on, light hair, that's it.
Okay.
You got a pencil?
I do.
Okay, www.world of Skell, Skell is S-K-E-L-L, .freeforums.net.
Not a game stuff. In
Okay.
game.
your website.
This brought to you by Coke.
Buy it now.
Alright, so you guys are back in the cave. It sure looks like the same cave. You're back further in, so there's very, very low ambient light from the cave mouth, but all of you have infravision. So the infravision that I use, Scott, is just like infrared. Okay.
Okay.
So there's varying degrees, and you it's not like you can see in the dark if everything's the same temperature.
Right.
And is there any heat emanating from blackouts remaining?
Yes.
Okay. He's still
So
breathing.
before you, it's on its side there is a very large,
Oh, yes,
huge
water.
reptilian creature, probably 70 feet in length, maybe more. And
Grass and shit.
It's not moving.
Okay.
It appears to have the heat signature of something that's alive, though not well.
I was gonna say, is it getting colder?
If it is, it's getting colder so slow that it's imperceptible to your.
Well, no, I mean, as far as like how close it is to death, because you can normally tell.
And that's why I would say you know that it looks cooler than it should be.
Okay.
That is obvious.
For a cold-blooded
Right.
creature.
I go up and I'm
That's a good question. I mean,
I don't know if the dragon is a
here's what the
cold-blooded
Google's
creature.
for.
Yeah, but the dragon's not a cold-blooded creature.
You said.
Well,
Hey, lizard.
well, the cold was purely evil.
Yeah, but
Evil things are cold-blooded.
That by definition.
Oh, see, I was
Stay
thinking
with the
literally.
turtles.
Yeah, he got us both on that one.
Nice, double dip.
XP!
2 experience points for you! I'll be level 2 in 5 years.
They never need to laugh.
It's not often I get it.
It's awesome.
All right.
It's my favorite laugher.
I have to go lower.
No, that's Sean on every good job.
Get in my belly.
Until he put his legs run away. Anyway.
It's about being in character, it doesn't.
Okay, so
We try.
yeah, you guys can do whatever
I'm
you
the
want.
worst
Then.
one.
The cave is like 100 feet wide here.
Whoa, time out.
Hold on, I go.
We were talking about this thing being cold-blooded or not. What is your ruling?
It is.
So lizard.
Yeah, but it's magical. It's a dragon. It's
Magic.
not a fucking lizard or the Galapagos.
Gotta be
It's a
some-
real thing.
yeah.
It's a lizard with wings.
There still should be heat emanating.
Well, no, I agree with you. I'm saying that it is. It generates its own heat.
Right.
Therefore, we would see a heat signature.
Right.
And it wouldn't be. It could live in a cave
Right.
and not have to go out in the sun and warm up. To move.
Right. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, then what are we talking about? With the blood. Cold blood. Oh.
Cold-blooded, where like he doesn't have to sit in the highway in order to warm up, get the fuck out of the way.
Oh,
The cars are gonna come and get him. So,
Okay.
like a turtle.
Oh, carrot.
Stop here, said shit.
All right, so we're gonna go and take a look at the dragon up close.
Okay, so that's what you do. Anybody else do anything I want to know about?
I'm gonna go up and I'm pure critical movement.
You're going to cast a spell.
I'm gonna walk up to his head,
Prince?
and put my hand around his head.
Twitter.
Nothing.
Yeah, see, it's the size of something big.
I am watching
Yeah.
as others do, and I will look toward the entrance to make sure nothing is creeping in on us.
You're going to stand guard.
I am.
Dale? Okay. Then he will definitely go up there with Elon and you let your lap.
And I whisper into the air,
I don't like the way that name's pronounced, but I'm going to try my best to get it right for you.
if you
But every NPC is going to say it wrong. Go ahead.
I whisper to the dragon that Bart has had violent sex with him.
Apparently it doesn't hear you.
No, it does. It does. Comas work.
You cast a spell.
I do.
So when you go up there to examine the dragon more close, you can see that it appears to have small amounts of damage on what you can see on the side that is not laying on the ground. But other than that, not much. It has.
So there's no blood on the ground. It's not in laying down in a weird shape.
I would say no.
Okay.
Unless you could tell me that I described it differently before.
I know.
I mean, it hasn't changed from the way I described it.
Okay.
It has, it's not like smog where it has little fingers on its wings. This is more like a lizard with wings.
4 legs
Like
and wings.
Okay, so hearing no one else doing anything that I need to be aware of, you cast a spell, and what do you say?
Brother Lutheran, I call upon you to heal this creature's critical wounds and give it the strength of life.
Okay, roll. Should be 3d8, I think.
Sounds magic.
7, 8.
I just like
3d8 plus 3. So
I just look at your character. That was very sweet. Yeah.
Okay, so your spell works. You the creature doesn't show any physical response.
Do I see the wounds?
Oh, so-
close up?
So I feel the power go through me.
Very. I'm gonna say. Do you have any? No, you don't. If you had something that would allow you to see something so minor, I would have had you roll, but I don't think you have that.
Just pulls out a paper.
There would be some kind of thing like maybe observation or something that would look diagnostics. That would be the kind of thing that would help in that situation. But
I cast cat scan.
Actually,
Okay, so Lodi says what? I mean, sorry. There we go. Lodi does
Freak
talk.
out.
Yeah, you're right. Then
you
he says, "What do you think?"
Oh, it worked. And I put my hand back on it and I do your series.
Okay, that would be probably 2d8 plus 2.
And a whisper of sweet nothing.
I can cast
2d8 plus 1.
Dare you.
8, 9,
Okay.
more.
So at this point, you see a portion of the leg that has like a gash in it. It has healed up a small amount.
I look over at
And to everyone that has infravision, a one, whatever you would call of light, one candle of light more intense from the heat of the creature. That's probably not the right thing, but I'm getting the
I know
point
what you mean.
across.
a little bit lighter.
So like another degree. Yeah.
And it's not so much even degree as it is an overall amount of wellness.
Okay.
Who's this talking to me? Who
I
actually
was-
work?
Benny.
No.
Oh,
Benny, the potion master.
Right. Benny, would your potions work if you put them into the wound? Like poured them into the wound?
Well, let me see what I can do. This will be my first time ever experimenting on a dragon.
And probably.
So he proceeds to start rummaging around.
It'll be your last.
He pursues a satchel out of his coverings and other things, and he sits cross-legged on the ground and begins fiddling around with things. And then he gets out another little beaker and pours something, and then a pinch of this. and a
While
dash
he's
of
doing that, I'm going to examine the dragon and try to identify where wounds are.
If I remember right, I think I described that you looked at it last time and they were all on the underside.
Like the worst ones were what he's laying.
Yeah, but we need to flip it over.
No, we thought about it, but decided he was too large. Just trying
Yeah,
to.
there's no
Well,
way. I'm just looking for cuts.
you know you already did a healing check on this.
Right.
So
And I
that's-
knew they were underneath it,
Yeah.
but I don't know where he might be able to pour things current, like.
gas on his leg.
I don't think so.
yeah. Just throw it down his throat.
But he
I don't know, I'm not the
doesn't
potion guy,
hold
the potion guy would
the
know.
sand, so
Well,
maybe that's.
I'm just looking to drag it.
There are small places of exposed
Just like
wounds,
throw it down his throat.
more along the central portion of his torso. It's front legs, like a
Yeah.
blocking action.
So,
But there's also an obvious entry point, which would be its eyes or its ears or its mouth.
so my character walks up to the potion. What's his name?
Motion master?
Yeah.
That's Benny.
Alright. Then he throws down his throat.
He looks up at you and he's like, I got this.
And then
Do
we
I
go
recognize any of the vials as potions of healing?
None of them are marked.
No? Okay. I reached down, grab one. What does this do?
He looks up and he goes, will someone remove him from my presence, please? I'll give somebody a big old hug. Just move him away. Let me do my job. Somebody. Anybody?
Alright, I'm gonna go.
Come on, back off.
So Gil and Mugla both go over there and
Give him room. He knows what he's
you
doing.
basically interpose yourself between the two.
Oh, that should be fun.
And you resist it all or you just let him move you aside? It's totally up to you.
Do you put your hands on me?
I say, back up, give him room to
Trust me,
work.
you don't want my hands on you. You're supposed to start riding this.
Toss the vial of whatever it is back to Benny.
He knows what he's doing, man.
I shrug.
Okay.
And I'm like, there are easier ways to do things and walk off.
Okay.
Are you a healer?
No, but it doesn't take a genius to identify. You just open its mouth and pour the potion.
Well, yeah. Makes sense, but I'm a healer.
Do you have a reaction adjustment on your charisma? That'll be on your front of your sheet.
You never gave me a sheet.
Oh, I didn't. I could have sworn I printed your sheet.
So you gave me the fighting bone.
I didn't give you the character sheet.
No.
That's weird. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
then you got a plus 30.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. I rolled a 2. Oh yeah, I got it.
Just said, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I printed it and didn't hand it to you.
Come
That's
out
weird.
on the printer.
No, it's not there. Oh well, let's print another one.
Technical.
Yeah, hopefully stand.
You're gonna look up the music and it just start playing.
I'm still thinking like 50s technical difficulty.
Okay.
Since
That's
Ian
exactly
was,
it. Yes.
So
Black and white.
Please stand by.
right, Twilight Zone.
Please enjoy these non-stop commercials that are completely boring.
This is the kind of shit I do.
You want
Oh,
to
I think something happened that it didn't.
Oh,
Or someone can look right at me and go, I'm saying this to you right now, and then I'll look up, away for a second, look back and go, what?
So what do I need? A reaction bonus on charisma?
Well, it'll say if you had an initial reaction.
Oh, well I know it's a +0. So. Which sounds like -0.
The one thing about Yoan,
Yeah.
very high. He's one of these good-looking, pretty boy types. He gets a way like, come on, can't we all just get along? That's why he and his wife.
Charisma is likability.
It's not, he's not like me at all.
One thing you'll notice about my character too is he doesn't really, he's not very sexual or out there because of a lot of martial arts training. He kind of
Stoic?
is very stoic. One of those things he doesn't get. Well, if the DM allowed, he is not persuaded by beauty or by.
Oh, no, you, the deal will allow it because you're gonna play it that way.
Yeah, that's how I.
No worries.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Okay,
one thing I
so,
feel about this more. Is he's really good with you. You go in character, you're in character. That's all it is.
Yeah.
All
Right. So yeah, my first
Benny
was
does,
0.
with the roll I made, Benny does nothing, continues on his work.
All right.
We'll change it to dragon.
One more time in English.
Southern for us, eh?
Change it to dragon.
Did you want to cure series to it?
I think that's what I said.
Critical insight.
Okay.
Monasteries
and-
actually.
Then you just
Temple
mix it
of
up.
Coolin's there.
Okay.
This is
Gonna
your
try to see if there's.
species of elves.
Okay.
That's their homeland.
Gotcha.
So
Everyone
he's
else is
like a
from up
gray
there.
elf? Or?
Okay.
No, this is high.
High elf.
High elves. The gray elves
Hi.
is here. Now they're up here.
You're blind.
Yeah.
and
They have to
tall.
join the other kingdom.
Yeah.
Now, do you know the story of the Grey Elves? Have you brought?
I haven't
The
brought
player
it up.
in?
He just came here the first time today. We made his
Okay.
character.
Okay.
So there's a lot he's not.
Here's my character.
What would his character know about all of that?
Roll me,
30.
and you laugh.
You
need one?
I found one right there.
Okay, yeah.
Ooh, 7.
Okay,
It's
that's
actually it's a very lucky number in numerology.
Doesn't mean anything.
yeah, that's great. Thank you. I taught you well. Well done. Nah, you're back into something. With the bonus that I give for that being such a world large event, you make your roll. Roll is a level check to see if random things
So I had to roll one
are
or higher.
good. Well, right now you do, yeah.
Or lower.
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 But this event that he's referring to was as big as the Middle Eastern conflict of our world.
Okay.
And what happened was the stone elves, the gray elves, lived here, and this human kingdom said, enough is enough, and we're going to kill them all. And they had a large fight, and there was a refugee.
Kind of like the Trail of Tears.
Yes, exactly. Like that.
Oh, okay. That's
And they landed up here, and this is something you wouldn't know with that role, but he ended up being like the ambassador from this kingdom to the settlers, and he's been recently pulled away to join this adventure.
I helped direct them up there
Okay.
and get people.
And we played that whole thing out.
Yes, and we played that whole thing.
okay.
Lots of people died, unfortunately. My favorite was there was a funeral that he was proceeding over, and the old relative was like getting mad at it. He's like, "It's so goddamn cold out here."
Now I'm trying to be real,
Wife's like,
reverential. It's like,
"Quiet." He's like, "So goddamn it, Jimmy, just hurry up with your dead already."
he's still dead.
And you hear Jim say, "These elves are supposed to be respectful and reverential, and he's over there doing Saber Son or something like that." I was like, "Elizabeth, I come from Jesus Lord." All right. So at some point, Benny finishes what he's doing, and he goes over to the dragon.
Okay.
He starts to examine the dragon. He pulls up a
Well, that's what I was going to do.
eyelid.
If you didn't know about that event,
Okay.
tell you about our brethren that had to go over.
Okay.
That's what I was doing.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure in the monastery we heard about it, but not too much other than it happened. I didn't forgot. That's all.
Just someone runs up to you, it happens.
He pulls up the dragon's eyelid, takes a sample of some kind of viscous liquid in there, checks the dragon's nostrils once again, sticks his arm way up in there, and you hear this walking. He pulls his arm out and it's covered in this milky green goo.
Now we get color commentary. Now we get the gruesome detail.
And he proceeds to crawl down underneath, like the floor, underneath the underarm of the one, and he's like, "Somebody help me down here, pick up this arm, so I can see under here."
I point to the big guy.
Cody goes over there, and he's trying, but he's not strong enough. And so he looks
Check it for
over,
polyps while you're down
he
there.
looks over at Gil and Leo. He gives you this is going to come up, but remember the elven non-spoken language that I described that none of those have? Your character won't understand that because you're not an emerald elf. So
It's like the raise of an eyebrow, glance, or the way you look at something. Inaudible conversation.
and your elven heritage is less bigoted than the emerald elves as well, because the kingdom that the monastery is in is more integrated with all the races.
Okay.
Not evil ones though, but all the standard players handbook races are represented in that kingdom.
Okay.
These guys are like, no, we're elves and fuck everyone else. Which is why they give them such a hard time. And
Elves
so,
are elven peoples.
okay.
What?
Stop.
Eventually, Lodi comes back, sits back down again, starts doing more stuff. So it seems like it's going to take
Evening,
his
Benny.
time. Yes. Yes.
You do that almost every time you talk about
Feel free to keep me in line.
Because you get a quarter experience point for every time you point it out. You're up to 0.75.
So
Oh, but today's Saturday, so we have to.
Sunday's time and a half.
Sunday's time.
So they'll get one Sunday.
I had work this morning.
Oh. Yay. So, as time goes on, and the passenger time develops, is not that big, no matter where you go, the cave mouth starts to get darker.
See any fawns this year?
No, I mean,
Saw one.
Sun's going down.
Saw one
better watch out. It's gonna be-
yesterday. Was thinking about you. There was spots and everything. Walking across the damn road with its mom.
Something was dead in the battle behind my house. I went faster.
That's not.
I don't know what.
Yeah, humans.
Basically, she got there.
That's just the term.
I don't know how
I
her,
said things
I don't
right.
know how her skirt got pulled up.
So much so. The best part is you laughing.
Okay, so eventually, it is now dark outside the cave. Not that it matters inside, but the
It was dark already.
Can we tell? Can we see the table?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Large
I thought you
numbers.
had to go way back there.
It's time to-
I know what he says, but that doesn't mean
Ocean's
it's
just
reality.
not walking around the caves.
If I
Like when he
remember
says he likes
right,
you.
what was in the cave was a fire pit, like
Right?
ring of
Kind of
stones, but there had been a fire there, or several, but it's been long since gone. And then there was a chessboard with the pieces knocked over. And I don't remember if there was something on the walls. I thought there was something on the walls too.
No,
Yeah,
there's marks from
Collins.
where the portals had opened, but lines in the.
Oh, there's all these.
You said there were like a couple of pots and some old
Right.
laying around.
There's a whole bunch of
Goblins.
gashes in the ground and in the walls or something that if I were to explain it, like if someone took a knife and slashed drywall.
Gotcha.
Only it's in the stone. So we
Okay.
determined it was those portals.
So Benny gets up and he's like, all right,
So every time he gets it right, you get a quarter of a point less.
here's my first try. He goes over to the dragon and he proceeds to says, Leo Gill, come over here and
We raised.
hold up in its mouth, okay? And so you try to pick up this dragon.
Did you put some mint in that?
I take the lower jaw and we open it.
Both of you roll your open doors to accomplish.
Check it for cavities.
It should be equal to or less than on a 20. It should be next to your strength. Or
7. I got a 3.
Okay, so all right, so you guys do it, and you pry open the dragon's mouth. He proceeds to pour it, and then start taking it and flicking it with his hand down on the tongue and pushing it further down the gullet until it's down there and he seems satisfied. He says, all right, shut it.
Is it a powdery thing that he's pouring in, or is it liquid?
And he says, we'll see what happens. Yeah. Normally I wouldn't do this, but I don't think we have any other choice.
Did you put some
I'll
spearmint
stroke-
with it?
I stroke the dragon's neck.
He says, would that have made you happy? You complaining man. He's like, you don't even know.
And I'm never gonna find out.
Make up your mind. His wife,
Yes.
or you come smoke a big fatty with me.
Yeah.
Not one or the other.
It's either or.
Either or. I don't want those lips on something that he's been.
Let it go.
You do realize you've taken his sloppy seconds, right?
So, have you seen her?
Yes.
Drink her bathwater.
We agree on that. With all due respect, Your Honor.
No, with no respect.
I am.
Not all of us are chosen.
I'm speaking.
I'm chosen to be fabulous.
After Benny places the bolts, whatever he put in the dragon's mouth, I'm gonna stay there and lightly
Oh,
pat
fuck, we're making.
All right.
Speaking calming tones.
I'm looking at this. I'm in character looking at this going, oh, do you know what you're doing?
No.
Of course. He's a beast, and I can help calm him.
It is a beast. He
Everything
is not a he.
Every
It is an it.
creature has its place in nature.
Oh,
Mr. Blair.
Twice now.
That's funny.
Every creature has its place in nature.
No, this is not natural.
Well, thanks for healing anyway.
I'll put his desk on your doorstep too.
I'm born lifting
20.
now, so I'm just gonna sit and
Wasted it, man. Wasted it. It was your decision, Aiden, to help.
I know what my decisions are, thank you. I need one more person to lecture me about my
Yeah.
course in life.
You can't hold it against us for asking you to do it.
Thank you. Do you have the bracelet of pride that I put on your wrist? Oh, well then you don't get to fucking tell me.
You're gonna upset these.
Bracelet of pride.
That's good. I like
Yeah.
it. Makes sense.
It's made out of dead clover.
Yeah.
So it's nighttime. Are you guys just gonna fall asleep wherever you are? Or
We can
is
start
anyone gonna stay up all night?
Yeah.
Will someone go crawl up on the bed and sleep with it? Or I need to know what you guys are doing for the rest of the evening.
I'm gonna go out the entrance
Hold on,
of the
I'm just gonna
cave.
go this way. We'll start over here. So you're gonna stand guard at the mouth of the cave then? Okay, Gil?
I'm gonna stay near the
And
dragon.
do what you said you were doing.
Yes.
And for how long? Are you gonna try to stay awake, or are you gonna kind of?
I'm gonna doze off. I'll sleep and then I'll take watch after I wake up.
Okay? And you left?
Are there any like niches in the rocks that you can just like curl up in and kind of be out of sight?
Yes.
Alright, I curl up in one of them and go to sleep.
Okay. Prince B, Bart.
I'll stick closer to the dragon in case he comes to.
And so
I've talked to him before, so.
remember, you need a full night's sleep, no standing watch.
go
I
practice
know.
some chess.
So. And you would?
Right, it's not even, I just find a place.
Okay. What's that?
Still 2 hours. Another
Good sleep.
person.
See, in my perception, elves don't actually sleep. They kind of enter a dream state
Yeah.
for a certain amount of time. But
Is it the 2 hours for the elves, or are you
That's
saying
gotta be a
it's-
different rule.
Okay.
It's just the same amount of sleep for every race.
Okay.
Okay, so that's what you do. And Bart, go ahead and roll me a 12. Let's see if anything happens overnight.
You have a laziness to go.
So-
Sleep in.
Alright, so you see the sunrise and you're tired.
Gonna go nudge Gil and say, hey, watch.
Okay. You attempt to you see everyone else is asleep. You move as quietly as possible to not wake them, or you just like start kicking things and here, your turn.
If I get kitchen pots and pans, then I drop it and I go,
Oh,
sorry.
He does it.
I get it.
Okay.
I'll take over. Buddy.
Right next to the dragon.
Come on, let's go.
Yeah, you're more like you're more like
Come on, let's now.
more like fucking sausage wings.
Instead of rangers, it's raisins.
Hey, hot dogs. Okay.
I'm hungry this morning.
Oh,
Yeah,
get
enjoy that, asshole.
Get rid of this leather cover.
That's what she said.
Just fried it open.
And then when he eats me,
The other
okay,
part's
I'll
of the
just start
funky
pounding.
So, after a while, everyone else should wake up. And
Thistle.
you feel like you got a good night's sleep. Amazing.
I'm gonna get it soon.
I checked with everybody that was injured from the 2 days now, was it then? The 1 day.
It's been 1 day since you healed them,
It should
and
be 2 days since I healed
It's like 3 days since the battle.
them. Okay.
I think it's only 2, isn't it? You had the
It's
battle,
up to you.
you went back to the hiding place, and
And
slept.
Slept.
So the next day, you healed everyone.
And
I didn't heal them that night?
You did.
No, because you were out of spells.
Yeah, you were out of spells.
Yeah, you were.
All right, I shot the shotgun.
Yeah. I mean, and you saved them from dying. It wasn't like they were wasted.
Okay.
And then that day you woke up, you healed everyone,
All right.
and then you went to the
Layer.
yes.
Okay.
So this is like.
So this is day 3. So this this is the morning of the 3rd day. Right?
Yes.
Is anyone still ached and pain?
I feel well, thank you.
Benny was not there. Lodi was not there.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. So anything weird happened other than your usual morning rituals?
Now I go urinate and study my stuff.
And you go to default lists for use on mattress?
I'm there.
You
Yeah.
have that written down? Because I
I don't know, I
There's
mean,
there's two different. One is like every day chilling out in the castle. The other one is
Can you,
Shit
oh,
could
you
happen.
sent me that in an email, that's why, okay. And you do anything unusual? Find that?
Anything.
Okay,
I sharpened my sword.
and since you have access, if you haven't cast any spells, you don't have to do anything other than the cursory morning prayer, whatever. If you were let down on your spells, then it would take 10 minutes per spell per level. That's how long it takes. So if you have a 3rd level spell, it's going to take you half an hour. If you have 6th level spell or whatever, it takes an hour just to get enough mana from your god for one of them. So it can vary.
Okay.
And your morning ritual, I'll leave that up to you to create.
I say all it is stretching and martial arts for a little bit. That's what he does.
Okay. The dragon appears to be breathing easier, but still no response to outside stimulus.
I think we've probably done all that we can.
Says the guy who has no healing ability or knowledge of how that works.
Yeah.
Then he says, "Is anyone here hungry?"
I could eat.
Well, how lucky you are that I am here. And he proceeds to produce small versions or things that fold out of tiny things. And he creates a miniature kitchen.
The new travel machine.
Pretty much.
Buy now for $9.99.
And he starts to prepare things that do not look like fresh game or fresh vegetables, but other things that probably what you're guessing is that it's leche from the food farms of the Emerald Forest. And leche, you haven't had leche, so you get to experience this for the first time. Everyone else has. Yes, think of it as a tofu, where it can be flavored, it can be shaped. And it's the mainstay of the Emerald Elves, because the Emerald Elves live in the trees.
Gotcha.
And that's their main source of food. They still can grow other things if the tree is big enough.
tofu.
And I put like I'm not a very good artist, but I drew the picture of the main tree city, and it's up on the website, so it can give you an idea of the size. But think like a 700-foot tall tree, and how big those branches must be. And think the branches are like roads with houses on them.
Okay.
And it's self-contained.
Ginormous.
If they wish, they would never have to leave their tree city, and they could exist just fine. That is not where you're from.
Not even close.
No.
I like a good steak at this one.
Okay. And
Thank you, Benny.
Lodi comes over to you, and he goes, he points to the cave mouth, and he goes,
That's good. If he doesn't mean no.
and he shakes his head yes. Or he, what is it? You nod or you shake your head? So he
Nod.
nods.
I will say, okay, and then I will kill.
Okay.
I say, Gil, Lodi has asked me to go hunting.
Oh, sure. I'll join the party.
All right, so you guys go.
Pull my bow off my back and knock an arrow. Proceed to.
All right, so both of you roll your hunting proficiency.
Choose one of these.
We're gonna make this simple.
What is that?
It should be on your number. You want equal to or less than your target number.
Niner, I needed 14.
I got 2, I need 17.
Okay, so both of you have an opportunity to bring in some game. They're not the same game. So you have to decide if you want to team up or if you both want to go after separate ones. And the choices are both.
A game against 2.
And since you rolled the lowest, no, which one of you rolled the higher successful roll? Would that be Derek? Would that be Gil?
He had 2 and needed.
Okay, so you rolled higher than 2, right?
You're the hunting is 12.
Oh, okay. Well, let's go 2.
Okay, and
I
you rolled
needed
a
14 and rolled a 9.
Okay, so you got the higher successful roll, which means your prey is bigger than if you wanted to decide which way you want to go.
Yeah, I thought we would track separate animals.
It's up to
See
you.
what we bring back.
So you're gonna go separate?
And I'll ask Lodi if he wants to come out of us or go do something.
Well, it's too late now, you've already won.
Alright.
That's what the rolls are for. You found the game and now you can try to bring it down. So we'll just start with you, Gil. You made yours with a 9, so you're talking a medium-sized animal, and that would probably be your less than average sized deer.
There you go.
And it's at 200 yards away.
That's too far to shoot.
So you're gonna try and close?
Yeah.
Okay, roll another check.
14, right on the number.
Oh, okay, so you get right where you want to be, and you can take a shot, and if you'll be behind, you'll be a +2.
10, which will hit an armor class of
You do not pass it a
6.
Alright, you got it. And
Damage or no?
deer, roll your D, whatever it is for your what? 8? 4. Okay, so it's the thing where you shoot it, and it hits it, and it runs off, and there's a blood trail.
I follow the trick.
And you follow it. What I've been told by hunters, animals like to die half in the water. So that's where you find it.
Alright, good deal.
And you, with the same thing.
I want to be dirty.
200 yards away.
Oh my God.
So try and get closer. Okay, roll it.
Animals.
Okay, so if you try to get closer to the food, so you can either stay out or you can say, oh, I've been out here for. Let's see how long you've been out there. Well, probably D4. That's how many hours. Okay, so you're out there 4 hours. So you got nothing.
I start that.
Okay, here I'll roll a D4. Let's see how long you've got. 4. Roll 4 as well? Okay, so after 4 hours, you get this less than average size deer.
I got it and
What,
proceed.
120 pounds? I don't know. Does that sound right? Okay.
No.
He's an actual hunter, so I'm deferring to your wisdom.
It's like an almost.
Let's say 100-pound deer. Small.
Okay, and then you take the carcass back and I read the whole thing back.
I gut it.
Okay.
Then I take it back to the cave to process.
Now here's my question, and this is one of those trivia things that sometimes interrupts the game, but remember in Lord of the Rings when you see Aragorn carrying the whole deer back?
You're talking about the movie?
Movie. So my question would be, if he was a true hunter, why would he carry the whole thing back and do it there versus what you just did?
You would, I mean, you could still eat the internal parts of it if you really wanted to, but in theory, you would field dress it.
Made it lighter.
Okay,
Yeah,
that answers my
for no
question.
other reason than it makes it lighter.
Yeah.
If he didn't eviscerate it, it could have been something because he didn't want to leave the blood trail.
Exactly.
Or
Because
because
other animals will
something
find
to
out.
follow him. That would be the only reason I could.
Okay, all right, so you do that, you come back with the jam, and then when you do, these guys are all done with your morning jam,
The thing I never really understood is the scent glands or the
And that's good.
Yeah.
Do you take those off before
I
you go?
don't touch my knife to those ever.
Well, you have, if your sheet shows you
I
got
cut
like
the
that.
legs off, the
Right, back will
saw,
go
after
down.
I get it. I've heard of doing that.
I-
And then you're gonna use that knife to
Exactly.
scan it? No,
Good.
no, that stinks. That's no good. The way you process the game in the field has a large part to do with how people say, well, it tastes gamey. Well, it's because of the way you process
I like how you use the word process. It's slow.
it. I like eviscerate.
Exactly.
What?
It's your dad.
$2 set him.
I remember how you were asking a while ago.
Yeah. He's talking about how the urine's there.
Yeah.
Looking awful lot like you.
Everyone take a picture, Jim's speechless.
Well, no. I'm speechless because of people. I want to see your picture. Hand the fucking piece of paper.
No.
So much for people.
You can do something about their teeth, maybe.
Cast a final spell on him.
Are you serious?
Yeah, what? It makes you look better. Makes you look that much better.
Up left to right.
He's my wingman. I'm gonna give you some trail tonight. Hey, Mark.
Okay.
My little book, check out my guy.
So when you come back, Lodi gives you the thumbs up, and he goes over to Benny, taps him on the shoulder. Benny turns around, looks, and looks at you, and he's like, "Really?
Yeah,
Really? After all I've done?
I ate some of that. It was good. But I'm saying
Obviously,
that,
it wasn't good
I'm
enough."
saying that there's all these ideas to go on.
And he looks up, and Lodi's like, he walks off, and Benny's like, "Really? You do, huh?
Venison is good.
Oh no, it's delicious."
We could take it for the road.
I don't have time to dry it out. really.
See you around.
Oh, really? That's the goblin.
Lodi walks over.
I know you, chump.
He grabs your shoulder and pushes you in the other direction and kind of pushes you in the back. Then he walks over and he's like, so he takes
Help
his knife
yourself.
out and cuts a piece and walks outside the cave, comes back with a stick. He proceeds to go over to the fire and he looks at it, or the fire pit, and he's staring at it. And then he goes, he puts the stick in the ground, goes back outside the cave. You guys can do whatever you
Oh,
want.
no fire.
I'm watching things.
I'm watching those. This is remarkable.
Then he starts coming back with pieces of wood. Everything go out again.
I just finished skinning it. I hang it up.
Okay.
I'm gonna figure out the leather.
Starts to light a fire. Starts to light a fire. Got his flint steel. Starts up. Then he goes back out and he finds another stick.
If he'd only said something,
Right.
I could have started before.
And he proceeds to get the fire going. And now it's like, okay, the day's going on. He's cooking the meat over the fire. And that's what he seems to be into for some reason.
Awesome.
Can you create a larger spit? Put the tire.
He laughs. Even Benny's like,
Sure.
and then he looks at you and he kind of, he does this.
Come on, Benny. You know you don't spit.
Go feed your dusty tones, you man beast. How a glorious and great God like Corella the Ruffian ever puts up with somebody like you, I'll never
Wash
know.
your mouth.
You're
I don't know. Just
Trust me, he's been
you're a stream of water injected into the body for cleaning purposes.
I'm not laughing at that. It's alive.
just burns
Well,
everyone.
it's funny you should say that because
Yeah,
all of you need to roll me your listening, and obviously a thief would have a higher chance to hear noise than others. But those of you that are not a thief,
Oh, is it like detective?
yes, you would roll
Detect noise?
15%
No, I said
or
detect
less
noise.
on percent.
I just had a
Oh,
procedural
wow.
question. One of the things about dragons is their ability just to have natural fear that they.
No.
Is that, do I remember that correctly?
He's saying, nah, I'm just like.
He said
Like, anytime you're around the-
15%.
Yeah, I'm just not sure what I wanted to reveal.
No. The point is, if that's the premise.
You're thinking maybe something would start ramping up?
No, I'm thinking that if it were to occur, would it still be applicable when this is something that we're now very familiar with?
Well, my first thought would be no, but I would do some research to see. Because it might, if it's a spell-like ability, then it's gonna just affect you regardless of everybody area.
You know,
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, Kyle.
You're rolling
You're
percent.
well.
So you probably make.
Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
13.
You got 13%? Wow, okay. So those of you that made it, you hear a slow sniffing sound coming from the back of the cave.
Run away!
I'm love part.
Oh.
Oh, well, it appears the fire's done the trick. The roasted food, and I point to the dragon.
Oh, and I look in that direction.
So that's what
Is he moving about?
You see one of his nostrils going.
Telltale sign of life.
Yep.
I have her nose to start twitching.
I'm gonna walk back there to him.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do too.
Are you revived?
You feel a low rumbling coming from.
I'm gonna back over.
He's purring.
And I begin to
He's purring.
go his neck.
It's a rare cat dragon.
Calm down, big boy. Everything will be alright. You're the hell. I'm just encouraging low tone. calm
Good
voice.
voice. I'm just hanging out with
Using
you.
my range of command. Animal
Yeah.
pet shit.
I'm just waiting for her to eat.
Oh yeah. Hungry yeah.
I'm already at the side. I'm already at the end of the.
You're basically raw?
I'll bring you the whole.
No, I like raw elf.
I'm ready to be. I'm ready back at the entrance, just ready to book it.
So the goblin has
Yeah, I was
run
just looking to see
away.
if it was right.
No.
Is that right?
No, I'm just like standing near the entrance, ready.
Well, you moved away from everyone else.
At least that's what they said.
I'm still by the fire. Whatever the fire is compared to the dragon, I don't know.
Now the fire, it goes dragon, people not involved with anything.
And then my.
Benny's mini kitchen, fire pit, mud lip, chaos. That's the way this thing is laid out. So if anyone wants to be anywhere else, you can move there now.
I'm munching on Benny's food by the fire.
I just have to pass the dragon. They turn around. You guys know me.
Okay.
Oh, no, it makes perfect.
So
Coward. I mean,
everyone
Hey,
else
been
to
smashed
this
up.
next.
There's plenty to go around.
Alright, I go and I eat some of it.
Raw or cooked?
Cooked.
Okay, so that takes a little while,
Absolutely.
but you do that because you're out. Why be in a hurry?
Yeah, well, I've already-
You've got hundreds of
Yeah,
years.
hundreds of years.
Yeah,
That
nourishment
tomorrow,
is
but
important.
You didn't get it.
We will remember you.
You got hours, hundreds of minutes.
The good thing is because elves live hundreds of years. Whenever you die, they won't ever remember. So that's what you got going for.
But
What?
don't worry, they'll just remember me as a good meal.
Okay.
Reminds me of a joke.
What was his name? Bug what?
Love nut?
The guy with the neck.
Love nut?
That one annoying goblin.
Mug of beer? What?
What was his name?
Okay, so everyone here roll yes, everyone individually roll a d10 for surprise. If you have a reaction adjustment on your dexterity, you would add that to your roll.
I
Wait,
got
you-
a 9.
So you're not surprised.
But I also don't have a reaction.
You rolled a 6. You're not surprised.
7.
You're not surprised. You're not surprised.
I rolled a 2.
And Even with your plus, well, do you have a plus to your reaction adjustment on your dex?
Oh, Dex. Yeah, I have +3, so 5 total.
So you were not surprised,
Yeah, sure.
and you're not surprised. So,
We're aware.
so let me,
19. Oh,
No, top secret.
sorry.
That's what
I'm
I'm
still getting
saying.
used to that rule. Yeah.
It's not a rule.
it
It's like
is,
keep it out navigate.
yeah. It's, what is the term when it's not a
It
rule,
doesn't.
but it's a thing? It's a custom.
It is a custom.
In unspoken.
Like not farting in front of your
Boyfriend?
boyfriend.
So then why are you sitting next to him?
Okay, and nobody apparently is surprised because the chessboard picks up, all the pieces go onto the chessboard as it goes over next to the fire, and the two chairs that I had said that were knocked over, they reformed. And so now, for some
I'm
reason,
not
there's
surprised, but I am amazed.
two chairs.
So like this thing just automatically like lifts up and sits there and all the little chess pieces.
Yes, they're not moving, but they set up like it's going to start.
Oh, that's what I mean though. They move up onto the board and start.
Sit down and move on.
Lodi is not surprised, so he takes 2 steps backwards.
There's some magic happening in here. I am. I'm standing right
That's what your kids call it now.
Give the dragon
Yeah.
Oh, give the dragon another round.
Is that what the medieval kids, is that what they're calling it here? Oh.
What's Billy doing? He said something about running a dragon. Oh, that Billy.
Oh, those villains.
I'm going to keep them associated to the left. That'll learn them. No, I'm a Billy! Fucking surfs. How many surfs? That's all you
Okay, so that happened. So that happened. Does everyone ignore it?
No,
No.
no,
We're all
fascinating.
still talking about it.
I'm waiting for the game to start. I don't know how to play this, but
I know.
Sit down. Move on.
So you actually approach and you touch the thing that just magically moved?
He likes things like that.
Okay.
he puts the pawn in its mouth.
Does anyone else do anything as he goes to touch this?
I eat
I
my
don't
venison
even know
and watch.
Yeah, I'm watching. I'm the same way. I got 2 hands on my venison going, this ain't gonna fucking go well at all.
I say, are you?
Right, Bart!
Are you?
Move the queen!
Are you happy?
So,
Yeah. You got one? No.
This is, I did some research too on
I'm
bow
wondering.
strings.
Jim, yeah.
You can make
Since your character's
bow
doing the same thing as mine, I look at you and I'm like, yeah, you're probably gonna be single soon.
Exactly.
Okay,
I'm definitely gonna get his black tools.
but you can make it from the sinew.
I'll tell her how great.
And I saw a video of this. This is how I know. This guy got the sinew
Oh, no, he
from
touched black.
something it said, and he chewed it
Oh,
to
yeah.
make it thin and kept stretching.
Pliable.
And he kept doing this over and over, and then he kept stretching and going over and over. And then he made sure and tied loops on the end. And then you can't use it right away. It's got to dry a little bit. But that's how you make bowstrings. So, and you can't, in other words, it takes time, like 8 hours.
Was
So with
that?
that in mind, we need to save the sinew.
Yes, and that's why.
I saw that guy do this thing with buffalo. He was using buffalo with sinew to do it, and it took and took the ball bag from the and then obviously got rid of everything, washed it out, and used that with water.
Probably a survivalist, that's what I saw. Was,
Yeah.
stuff.
I have air conditioning.
Did you see?
Okay, so you need to save versus styles.
Chess boy at minus 40 for the D4.
Yeah, 18.
You totally said it. Okay, you have the choice of whether to not accept
Yeah.
some type of
Yeah.
some type of niggling
Yeah,
information being
Everybody's windows are
coming
cracking.
from this chessboard or not. And you don't know whether it's going to hurt you or not.
The wind's big.
I'll accept it.
I picture it more like You can, Brad, walk over with a fork and stick it into an outlet, and you feel the pulse. You're like, do I hang on to it?
Oh, yeah.
I'm hanging on to this motherfucker. Let's ride this home. That's how I feel.
Time to bump the dragon.
What's he doing? Oh, he's just working here. Enjoy this ride, Parker.
Those aristocrats are some crazy motherfuckers.
Okay. All right, so you take the information. So you see Noble and the dragon fighting fish.
All right.
And you see Noble.
Now, this is only he's experiencing this, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You see.
Hold it in his mouth.
You see basically the attack on the two of them from all these portals opening up. And you see Rengar step through the portal.
Right.
And he goes over to Noble. And after he's held down by these all different kind of demons of different
Actually ran
animals.
See the soul transfer?
Yes. And then the animals
He's talking about that.
tear the shit
I'm
out.
telling you, it's
He's
raining.
raining in the back of the house.
This is contact.
I didn't
pay about rain out.
Oh, there you go.
Wherever the solar panel is, I will not allow him to gain free
I have a
energy.
special
That's exactly what's going on. So, and then you see the dragon after it's been subdued. Because the dragon destroys lots and lots of these things, but more just keep pouring in.
Right.
It's like basically a river of demons that are poured through
Right.
these multiple portals. At least 450 just from every direction. It's like that scene from The Matrix when all the machines
Yeah.
are coming in the hole, and it's just like, how are you going to stop that?
Or all the snuts.
No, but in the third one, when they finally reached New Genesis, or whatever the place is called, and
Yeah.
I don't remember, but you know what I'm talking about. It's like,
Things.
yeah.
Oh, windows down in the truck? Windows down in the truck?
Why you could have told me?
What do you think? It's like acting normal.
Who? He's just sitting in the chair, and you see him start to
Like this.
casually move a piece, like he's playing against somebody that's on the other side. That's what it looks like. And then you see the same thing happen to the dragon with a different color sword. And then you're like sitting there, and you take the king, and you drop it on the fucking chessboard.
And you can
And
sit
you know what you know.
Yeah. The dragon come about.
And we'll take it. You want to say something, or do you want to take a 15-minute break?
I want to take a break.
Okay. Brad's our only addict here, by the way, so if you're gonna, well,
Inconvenient.
yes.
So you're an addict.
Thank you for saying Kool-Aid, son, I love you.
Yeah, that wasn't the first one.
No, but he said, he did say. Close the door, you fucking barn animal. I'm gonna go eat. You want some food? Are you okay? Set my timer for 15, so.
Oh, okay.
This isn't a union shop, douche. So you played D&D before?
Oh yeah, I played second edition from '96 to 2000s, and then I took like a decade break, and then started up. I think I did third edition for a week, and then I did Pathfinder, and that's pretty much what I've been playing since.
Oh, really?
And this is the first foray back into second edition
Yeah.
since.
Yeah, for some reason, this seems to stick. I started playing 79. I'm 100 years old.
You look at it.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Go with all the clean living. It's not the year of the cards, the line, which is and geez, I'm trying to remember when I started playing with Cobb, because he's a year younger than I am in school. So, of course, we didn't game it at all, like in high school together, but I gamed with another group of morons.
That's how we all were.
I want to say probably 80
Okay.
was when we started gaming COD, and we've been playing this thing fairly regularly. We used to play really regularly. We used to have all-night gaming sessions back when we were young, and before little children and wives and those kind of things around. But yeah, it's
Okay, so we're downstairs.
what?
There's a,
Where?
Mom downstairs.
From you?
My brother.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, no, back in high school, those were the days. Weekend long games, you get off
Oh, yeah.
like Friday, and then at like 3 o'clock you're playing, and then you don't stop until Sunday night.
When I was in the Northeast, Missouri State, we